What's going on, guys, and welcome to the new video. I know a lot of you that are watching aren't subscribed yet, so make sure you hit that subscribe button, click the thumbs up, and we'll get into the video. If you want to get a copy of like how to do all this, you can go down to the link in my bio and grab one of my ebooks. I've got the female 8-week ebook for shredding and then also the male one. So after you do this, I'm going to pretty much run you through the calculations of the ebook, and then if you need to go and grab that from my bio. It's only $19.95, so let's go through that now. Also, in a later video, I'm going to be going over some of the things that I've been kind of working on with the project. I got some more equipment in, didn't go all too well to plan, so people stole my ideas. But yeah, I'm going to go over that in later videos and probably update you on all that. Most of that stuff's going to be coming in this week anyway, and that will all be available online. Also, this shirt, give Kempy a plug for Bloke in a Bar. It's fitness beer, so it'll actually help you lose weight. If you drink enough of it, you'll get super shredded. Also, guys, if you go onto the website, I'm pretty sure you can get 10% off the ebook for using code LCYT10 at the checkout, and you'll be able to get 10% off. I'm pretty sure that's it. If it's any different, look down in the bio before you go over there, and it will be the code used for YouTube anyway. So you can actually go on there and grab anything. Please grab something. So what we want to do in the program, the first thing that we're going to be looking at is the finding maintenance, and the way we're going to calculate that is we're going to use a scale of 28 to 32, and the reason we use that is 28 is going to be for someone who is less active, and then 32 is going to be for someone who trains 7 days a week, 2 hours a day more. They're going to need more calories. So I'm just going to go off kind of how I would have calculated mine. And the way I would have done mine is 90 as my body weight in kilos. Most of the time, most of the ways that you would see these macros calculated would have been in pounds, and a lot of conversions and stuff like that. So I've gone ahead and done all these, transposed some of these equations that they've used in pounds and made them into kilos, because I couldn't find them in kilos anywhere, so I used my own scales and I created this method myself. So I've got 90 times 30, which is smack bang right in the middle. So if you're 28 and you train barely at all, you could be 29 because you think maybe I don't train like 5-6 days a week, but I do train a bit more than someone who's not active at all. You could do that, and then you could go at 31 for someone who thinks that they train a fair bit, maybe 5-6 days a week, but not quite in the middle. Like you have an active job, you train a fair bit, so you could go on there and just and it's always going to be process of elimination as well. If you start doing the macros and you're not gaining weight, you're like, okay, maybe I have to put them up a little bit. You might do a recalculation or something like that. But what I've done here is, for me, despite being a trainer, I do sit down a fair bit, so I just went with 30, so smack bang right in the middle, 90 as in kilos, and then times 30 is 2,700. So that's 2,700 calories that I have there. Now, because we want to be cutting, what we want to do is actually reduce from our maintenance calories that we found, and to do that, we're going to reduce by 10%. So what I'm going to do here, so for shredding, because we're shredding for summer, is reduce by 10%. So what I've done here is 2,700 times 0.9, and that gives us 2,430 calories there. So that is now our new maintenance, and that is what we're going to be using to find our calories that we're our macros in the rest of the calculation. So coming over to protein here, this is going to be, I think, one of the most important macros that we're going to find. And if you have never tracked macros and don't want to be overwhelmed by tracking macros and you just want to start in one place, I would recommend doing just this simple equation and starting with tracking that. So what we're going to do is your body weight in kilos times 1.8 to 2.2. If you are not very active, you can go with the 1.8. If you are very active or cutting a fair bit or just low in energy, like you're already in a massive deficit, you can go with the 2.2. But I'm just going to go today with smack bang right in the middle again. My body weight in kilos times 2 there is 180. Now down this side here, just remember, so this is what we're going to be going off when we go back to calories. You don't have to worry about that now, but you'll see why. I'll run you through another little thing that you need to make some alterations with at the end. So we've got protein 90 times 2 is 180, and then we come down and the next one is our fats. So we've got fats is going to be one of our next most important. It's going to help with regulation of hormones, and it's also going to be the macro that keeps you satiated as well. It's a bit more of a longer lasting energy source, but then we're going to be going down to carbs next. So, but what we want to do here, if you are someone that is loves having your carbohydrates, loves like your bread, your oats and stuff like that, you're going to be on the lower side of this range. And then if you're someone who enjoys avocado, nuts and stuff, you're going to be going around the 0.85. So what we have is a range here of 0.65 to 0.85. I don't really go in the middle of this one. It's either one or the other. So I go with my body weight in kilos times 0.65 because I am someone who loves my carbohydrates. If we can fit a pizza in, that's the main thing, you know. And then we're going to be going 0.65 times 90 is 58.5 grams. But in MyFitnessPal, which we put our things into, our macros into, it doesn't go to 0.5, so we're just going to go round up because we all want some extra calories. So we're going to go to 59 grams of carbs, and then that's going to be for later. And then finally, we need to work out what we have left over out of that 2,430 for our carbohydrates. So our carbohydrates aren't as important as the protein and fats, but they are important for energy as we're like eating, and then when we drop them, it's going to be mainly through our carbohydrates. So what we need to do is work out how many calories we have left with our macronutrients. So the way we do that is we convert our protein and our fats back to calories. And to do that, we do 180 times 4 because there's 4 grams. So if we come down here, in protein, there is 1 gram of protein equals 4 calories. Fat, 1 gram equals 9 calories. And the last one is carbs, and 1 gram of carbs also equals 4 calories. So that's what we're going to have to do here. So first up we go 180 times 4, because 4 is 720. So we've got our 720 calories there. Then we do our 59 times 9, which gives us 531 calories. And then from there we add those two together, and that gives us 1,251 calories from our protein and our fats. We can then take what we got there and we're going to chuck it down the bottom into our equation for our carbohydrates, and all we're going to be doing is taking our 2,430 at the top, and we're going to go 2,430 minus 1,251 that we got up here, and that equals 1,179. So that's the remainder of the calories that we have for our carbohydrates. And now, to convert those back to macros, to put into our MyFitnessPal with our 59 and our 180. So we're going to be going and dividing that 1,179 by 4 to get those calories back to our carbs, our macronutrients, and the number that gives us is 295.75. But once again, we're going to round that number up to a nice clean think I'd already done that. So it's 296 carbs. So overall, if you look up through there, if you haven't actually paid for MyFitnessPal, you won't be able to put those directly in. You'll have to put this in first, and then you can use the percentages to find these ones, and you'll get close to it. If you do pay and use the premium MyFitnessPal, you have your numbers here. You've got 180 protein, you have 59 grams of fat, and then you have 296 carbs. So you can re-watch that video and go through and get all that information, and as you go through, you can recalculate that as you drop your body weight, and you might reach a plateau and you're not quite dropping the weight that you want to drop. You can go back, redo this calculation based on if you get to 85, and then you would do that from there. So you do 85 times 30, get your calories for there, minus 10% from that, and redo all that again, and you can go from there. Or even more simply, just use those macros there and continue to drop through your carbs, and it's that simple. So you can go through here, watch that video again, get all this information, do your own shred, do your own macros, calculate them for yourself, do it at home, help your friends out with it. Or you can jump over to my website and grab an ebook, and that's all there. The female one and the male one both have their own like little calculations and their own full workouts in it. So jump over to there, use the code YTLC10 for 10% off. And also, if you enjoyed this video, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share it.